Every time I ask women, what are you struggling with? This is the answer I get. Creating outfits is really hard. Everyone thinks putting together clothes into cute outfits is really difficult. But here's the truth, it's actually not, especially if you have a style uniform. Hey there, I'm Stacey Herndon. I'm a color analyst and style coach, and I've helped over 2,300 women feel confident and beautiful through personal style. I've personally been dressing in style uniforms for well over a decade. I did this before I even knew it was a thing, and I even grew up with a grandfather who was an entrepreneur who did this to save mental space for what matters. I tell this story sometimes with my clients where I remember when I was about, I don't know, 13 or 14, going into his closet and opening up, thinking that he probably just wore the exact same thing every day, and being slightly shocked to realize that he had literally 7 of the exact same shirts and 7 of the exact same pants, with one brown suit hanging in the back of the closet. And there are other really powerful, genius level executives who do this, like Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, even some women in the fashion industry who do this, like Carolina Herrera. This process is so amazing that I'm even writing a book about it right now because I want to make this concept simple and accessible for everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create gorgeous, stress-free outfits for every single occasion, how to discover the secret to great style through repeatable outfit combinations, get clarity on where you actually need to have outfits planned, and learn how to make over 2 months of non-repeating outfit ideas with just one simple style uniform. But first, I've got to get something out of the way. You've got too many ideas. The way that you're currently getting dressed every day, putting together the pieces in your closet to make a cohesive outfit is wrong. And maybe you'll stop listening right now because you don't like my opinion, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's wrong. It's wrong because it's stealing too much time from you. It's stealing too much mental energy. And in reality, it's not that big of a deal. Because most people are going to some place like Instagram or Pinterest, and they're looking for outfit ideas. And even some influencers will teach you to do this. So you go to a site like Pinterest and you type in outfit ideas, and maybe you even have something in mind like how to style a specific skirt or pair of jeans. And so you look on here and you see all these different ideas, right? And then you pick one. Oh, look, there's one right there. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to try this and see if it works. But the problem is, half the time it doesn't work for you. It never looks like the model, right? And so you think that there's something wrong with you, or you think that you just need something new, or you just need the perfect shirt or a pair of pants or perfect dress, and everything will make sense again. But really, the more you add and the more options that you have and the more outfit ideas that you have, it creates so much overwhelm because every time you walk into your closet, you're starting from scratch. You're not working with something that you know is going to fit you well. You're working from a place of just simply too many ideas. Too much inside your head, too many ideas, and it leads to decision fatigue and this feeling that you're constantly reinventing yourself. And I know this because I did this one. One time, I bought this done-for-you capsule wardrobe guide that promised to tell me exactly what clothes I needed to make the perfect capsule wardrobe. And there were about 60 different items in there, and I proceeded to buy every single one of them because I thought that this person obviously knew so much more than me. And at the time, she probably did. I was trying to figure out how to create a perfect capsule wardrobe for me, and it hadn't worked for the past 8 years I'd been trying, so I decided to try something new, somebody else's ideas. But I really just ended up so overwhelmed. And I have clients that have done this too, and they have the same experiences because they realize that in this guide, because these guides usually tell you exactly what to wear, and then exactly what to buy, what clothing to buy, and then how to put them together into different outfits. And some of them will have, 20 outfit ideas, and some of them will have like 300 outfit ideas, like one for every day of the year. And they're all different. And what I have found to be true with myself and even my clients that have gone through this process before and have had this experience is that they end up defaulting to the same outfits over and over again. So for example, I love to use this example because it's really simple and I'll probably stick with it throughout this entire video today. I have one client who absolutely loves to wear, a lax straight pair of jeans, a V-neck t-shirt, and some other type of layering piece like a cardigan, or in the spring and summer, sometimes it's a kimono. And so her basic outfit is a V-neck tee and jeans. And so she would just find herself defaulting to that. And if that was, in one of these wardrobe guides, you would find yourself going back to that same outfit because it's a favorite. And that's really kind of what a style uniform is. Really, it's a favorite outfit that we just wear on repeat by changing it up a little bit, which I'm going to tell you about later in this video. But these focused, repeatable styles really help us to unlock more freedom in the mornings when we get dressed. They help us to be more confident because we're not constantly spending time during our day tugging at things, feeling uncomfortable, knowing that what we're wearing is not really who we are, not really authentic to who we are, not our even natural true style. And so with this process, we also end up with more creativity in other areas of life because we're not wasting our time and mental energy choosing our clothes in the morning. And so this concept of a style uniform is what I actually use to build my perfect for me capsule wardrobe. And I came upon this concept because after I had my fifth baby, my body was really mad. A dress was the only thing that looked nice. The other option was pajamas, and I didn't want to live my life in pajamas. So I just started wearing dresses. And I asked my husband one day, do you think it's weird if I just wear the same dress in different colors every day with a different color cardigan? And he looked at me like I had said something that was very obvious to him. And he said, Stacy, do you remember the time I asked you to buy the exact same shirt times 7? And all of a sudden, it all made sense to me. And that's when I remember my grandfather. And that's when I remember doing this when I was in graduate school, when I was really busy. And it just made sense all of a sudden. And so this concept is something that we here at Radiantly Dressed call the Youniform Framework. And what's great is this helps you create outfits that are go-to for you, that work for your real life, that work for the life you're living right now. Because that's the other problem I had with these done for you ideas of outfits, is that a lot of times they are for a different kind of life, right? Maybe they're for somebody who works outside the home, or maybe they're for a stay-at-home mom, or maybe they're for a woman who's retired. We do not all need the same outfits. And I'm sure most of you, probably just like me, have things hanging in your closet that you are saving from at least a decade ago. And maybe it's because they have some memories attached to them. Obviously, I'm not talking about things like a wedding dress, right? But I'm talking about maybe a shirt that you wore to some party, or for me, I still have the 2-piece pantsuit I wore to my grandfather's funeral. We all have these items in our closet that kind of we hold on to from the past, but the majority of what we are wearing every single day should not represent a past version of who we are, nor should it represent a fantasy self that we have not yet achieved and may never actually be. And when your closet is filled with all these ideas from other people, that's really what it is. Your closet is the fantasy self closet. It's not your closet. It's built for somebody else, and you're not really getting out of it what you should. So after about a year of working on building my own capsule wardrobe using color analysis, which I've talked about before, and really kind of using this concept of style uniforms, the first program I ever created for a group coaching education type of system was the Simplify Your Style course right here. And we talked about this process, and I taught my clients this process, and this is actually the foundation of what I do now still with the Radiant Woman Adventure. It is essentially the same program that has just gone through a metamorphosis. It's been upgraded. It's now more intricate and involved and has so much more information. But this was the original course. It was a 6-week style course on how to build style uniforms. And when I did this, I initially told my clients to create 3 to 5 uniforms. And I left it very open-ended because I figured that they knew more than me what they needed for their lives. And I had this process where I had them go through a lifestyle audit and really dig into the activities that they did and try to figure out where they needed repeatable, systemized outfits to fit their life. Over time, I realized that perhaps this was a little bit too open-ended. So I went back and I thought about what are all the general categories that any woman could potentially need in her life. And the 7 foolproof outfits were born. And this became the heart of the Youniform Framework. And I planned it all out into a spreadsheet and I gave it to my clients. You can see it right here, all the different types of uniforms that you can make here. And then I took it and turned it into a blog post, so you can go check that out for free. I'll drop the link at the bottom of this video. But this is a concept that we need specific types of outfits for specific activities in our lives. And I'll just go ahead and share this with you right here, right? So we have what I call casual at home. So this is when you are just at home. This is really great for people like stay-at-home moms. Sometimes work from home can do this as well. It depends on how formal you need to be for being on Zoom or anything like that. But this is that just kind of relaxed at home. We have professional and work, obviously, for those that work outside the home or those that do need to look professional. We have community casual, which is when you want to be out in public. So maybe you want to be a little bit more dressed up than you are when you're being casual at home. And so this goes for that. We also have a going out uniform, which for my Gen Xers and elder millennials, this probably rings a bell for you. You know what a going out outfit looks like. So we have it in here as well. But that's just for moments where I have a client who used this for creating an outfit for going to the theater. And so things like that can go here as well. Then we have one of my favorites, which is loungewear, because I, as the proud owner of multiple autoimmune diseases, sometimes find that I cannot function in real clothes. And so having a loungewear mini capsule that works great for me, that's very comfortable, that's in my best colors, has been a game changer because I'm still technically dressed. I still could answer the door without being embarrassed, but a loungewear uniform is on here as well. And then we have this one right here for hobbies, because some of my clients have these amazing hobbies. I have one client that loves to garden. I've had other clients in the past that love to play tennis. And so if you have any of these specific hobbies, it's great to have a little micro capsule uniform for your hobby. And then finally, we have this extra one here for dresses, because the framework here is just a little bit different with dresses because you don't have 3 pieces of clothing, you just have 2 pieces of clothing that you're styling. So this is really the framework of the 7 outfits. And when you think of it from this perspective, your life and your activities really can be boiled down into those different categories. And when you take the time to think of an outfit not as a single outfit, as one thing, but more of a module for your specific life and the activity that you're doing, it makes it so much easier to get dressed every single day. Because just like my client that I use example, if your outfit is a V-neck tee and a pair of jeans, and maybe you have a couple pair of jeans and a couple different colors of V-neck tees, and you're using this for your casual at home, if your day is being casual at home, all you have to do is throw on that outfit. And your biggest decision is really, what color do I want to wear today? Instead of, which shirt am I going to wear, and which pants do I have to get to go with this? And then, oh my goodness, what completer piece am I going to wear with this if I need to be warm or cold? Also, what shoes look good with this? And then I have to choose earrings. So you have all these choices that you have to make. And what I find happens is when people have a closet that is overwhelming because it's filled with a bunch of outfit ideas that they just collected from here and there and everywhere, they end up putting on an outfit. It doesn't feel right, and so they take it off and they usually toss it on the floor or the bed. It's usually tossed somewhere. It's not usually hung back up immediately. And then they do it again and they get a second outfit. And then they toss it again to the side. And at this point, they're typically running out of time. The average woman spends about 17 minutes every morning getting dressed. So at this point, we'll say if you've gone through 2 outfits and you fussed and fidgeted and looked in the mirror and huffed and puffed about being unhappy about it, you're probably up at like 10, 12 minutes. And so you have one more Hail Mary outfit and you throw it on. And of course, it's still not right because you haven't, figured out your own style and figured out what colors look best for you. And you haven't gone through these different theories to figure out who you are and what your personal style looks like, because you're copying other people. And so they leave the house frustrated, knowing it's not quite right, early on time, in an outfit that doesn't feel good, spending the whole day interacting with people in an outfit that doesn't feel great. Then when you come home, you have this discarded pile of frustration that you now have to deal with again. So it just kind of reloops the whole scenario. You remember the frustration of the morning. You maybe vow to do better tomorrow. Maybe if you're really on top of things, you say, I'm going to pick my outfit tonight. And then the next day, it doesn't feel right either. But I just want you to know that it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be complicated. There is a really easy way to create outfits by doing it on the front end with some planning and then just expanding it to make an outfit module based on one great combination for one specific area of your life. So once you've chosen the outfit that you need for the one area of your life that you're going to work on and build out and make it this perfect module that makes life so much easier, I want to show you what this actually looks like to make it a full outfit that gives you 64 different outfit combinations. So the first thing to do is you're going to create your style base. Now, these are the 1 to 2 items that go directly on your body. So either a dress, a jumpsuit, or top and bottom. So here you'll see an outfit. It's a top and bottom. True to the example I gave before, it's a very simple, just crew neck, long sleeve tee, and a pair of straight cut jeans. So this is our style base, right? This is just the base of our style. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to choose a completer piece. Now, a completer piece, if you don't already know this, is a third piece of your outfit. And often these can be things like cardigans, blazers, kimonos, sweaters can be there. Some other items like scarves can be considered a completer piece as well. In this scenario, I built this one a couple years ago as an example, just showing this walkthrough. And I will tell you it has a few mistakes on there, so just bear with me here. But in this example, I used a plaid flannel shirt because this can be worn open, almost like a cardigan or sweater. And one of my clients had asked for an example like this, so that's why I built this one out. So the next thing you do is choose a completer piece. In this case, it is a plaid button-down shirt, right? Or just generally a button-down shirt. So the third step here is you're going to collect 4 of each item. And this is called the 4-piece wardrobe framework because you are collecting 4 of each item in a very specific type of fashion. So you have here the shirts, 4 shirts. We have the button downs here, and there are 4 of them. And then we have the pants here, and I didn't put 4 here. There's one of those mistakes, but you would get 4 pair of the pants. So the way that you do this as a general overview is you think of it from this perspective of 4 different colors, and those being 2 neutral colors and 2 actual colors. And so for the pants, for example, we need another pair here. For the pants, we would have 2 types of denim and then a gray, and then maybe we would have, if we want to go wild, we could do a burgundy in here to have a color. So really there's 3 neutrals and 1 color, but the framework still works. For the long sleeve shirts, we have a neutral, a color, and a color here. And then for these, we have neutral, neutral, This is also sort of neutral and a color. And then there's a color here. So we have a little bit, we have 5 here and we have 5 shirts here. So it's a little bit bigger, but the idea is 2 neutrals and 2 colors so you can mix and match all your pieces. Now, what I want to share with you is I want you to think about this. So we have 12 pieces here if we use a true 4-piece framework with a 3-piece outfit. So with the base pieces, so it's 8 pieces, with the base pieces, we can create 16 different outfit combinations right there. So that's 2 weeks just with the base. Remember, the style base was just the original pieces, okay? Once you add that completer piece times 4, you now have 12 pieces of clothing and you can create 64 different unique outfit combinations. And that is before we add shoes or accessories or anything else to really change it up a little bit. So I want you to see how something really small, a very small micro outfit module built for one part of your life can give you variety, can simplify your life, and give you over 2 months of outfits by itself. Then, of course, we have some advanced tactics like adding the shoes, adding accessories. We can even add some outlier type of completer pieces to really add some variety to this one specific outfit module. And then we just mix them and match them and get dressed every day. Like I said, at this point, your biggest decision is what color you want to wear, because maybe this is the outfit for your casual at home, right? And you have something different for going to work professionally. And so you would do the same thing with a different uniform type. And my clients love this process. I've collected feedback over the years. I've got some on the screen here. They talk about simplicity, confidence, how it kind of helps you to create like a signature look, something that you're really known for and people recognize about you. But the truth is people really aren't going to notice if you're wearing the same thing every day. I have some stats on that too I've collected over time that show that we often assume that people will remember what we're wearing, but they actually don't. Even when you wear the same thing for 100 days on a dress challenge and don't tell your husband, they will often not even have any clue that you're wearing the same thing. They may say things like, oh, you really like the color blue or something random like that, but people aren't noticing. Here's what it really comes down to. If you're still watching, I assume that you think this is amazing, and I just want to be really honest with you. We assume that people are paying attention to us more than they are. It's called the spotlight effect. You can Google it. I can even drop a link here for you too. But it basically talks about how, people aren't paying attention to us like we think they are. And I gave you the examples with the dress just now. But I think that the reason we get dressed, and I've thought about this a lot, is for women. Men don't think anything about this process. So many men actually do this just instinctively because they know it makes life easier, and they don't really care about what other people think about them the same way. But for a woman to think about doing this, the thing I get is, well, what if I'm bored? Well, the colors fix that for you, right? Like you're changing the colors, changing accessories, changing shoes. You've got plenty of options for variety without reinventing your outfit every single day. The other thing I think that is deep in all of our hearts is, what will people think of me? Because mostly I think that most women get dressed to impress other women. I know that I've heard my clients talk about wanting to go out and like I had clients, she was like, I want to go to church and I want people to come up to me and say, you look so put together. And I know what she meant was, I want to go to church and I want other women to think that I look nice. And I think that the truth is that we want to look nice because we want to be accepted, because all of us want friends and we want people to like us and we want to hang out with people and we don't want to be alone, right? And I think that when we dig really deep into our thoughts about style, it is about just, wanting to be accepted and wanting to be liked and wanting other people to think we're cool and cute and fun because we're just humans like that. But I want you to know that getting dressed is a tool, right? The clothes you wear every day, yes, they can be fun. Yes, they can be creative. Yes, they can help you interact. But if the core of how we look is about being accepted and making meaningful connections with other, I want you to know that being confidently dressed is the best way to do that. And having go-to outfits that look good on you, that you don't have to think about all day long and don't have to pull and adjust and, fidget with all day long, makes you look more confident. It actually makes you look engaged and part of the conversation that you're having. Because people, instead of being focused on yourself and your flaws in that moment, you get to be focused on the other person. And I don't care who you are, that's going to make you more likable everywhere. I know this is about style, and here I go talking about the meaning of life, basically, but I just want you to know that on one hand, how you look is very powerful, right? It communicates so much about who you are to others. It communicates your values and your beliefs and who you are and lets you express yourself as a creative person. But on the other hand, it's really not that important. It's just clothes. We just all have to wear them. And there is definitely a way to simplify getting dressed that allows you to easily create outfits because you've already done the groundwork to create them, but also to have fun with color and creativity in a way that is systemized and easy. Because getting dressed should really just empower your purpose in life and who you are meant to interact with that day, and it shouldn't stress you out. If you want to know more about this process, you can pick up the Youniform Framework in our shop, and I'll drop the link below. This is what we teach inside the Radiant Woman Adventure. This is the heart of what we do. All the color analysis and style essence and all of those different things are really built to get you here, because the goal is getting you dressed every morning in about 2 or 3 minutes without overthinking it, feeling confident, feeling great, feeling beautiful, ready to go out and tackle your day. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.